Bernstein Unfiltered. Unfiltered on 312 Sports.
Welcome to Dan Bernstein Unfiltered. DBU, we call it. I'm Dan Bernstein. That is Matt Abaticola. And we are busy today. We had a lot of Bears stuff to do.
And stupid.
We're both busy and extremely stupid, and it makes for an entertaining combination, we can only hope. A lot of Bears stuff we have to get to. There is a new Chicago Bear. There are a lot of injured Chicago Bears. And the World Series is fun. It was fun last night once again when this rookie spun himself a historical gem. Just for fun, we're going to go down to Louisiana, go down to the boot, go down to the swamp, and play you what their governor said about LSU football, because I'm not quite sure what happened, but I like it. And I want to hear it again. And I want to hear there's stuff I haven't heard yet that we're going to play that I absolutely cannot wait for. And the Bulls won. They're 4-0. So
they're going to the Super Bowl.
Bulls going to Super Bowl. I don't know that we need to get crazy excited, but it's certainly better than the alternative. I think there are some numbers in there that are going to regress to the mean because they're both good and a little lucky right now against some decent teams. A little follow-up from something yesterday. I got an answer to the question that I had for my faulty memory and whatever else we run into today. But the Bears injury report is kind of icky right now. At the moment, all their wide receivers are hurt. And I'm not really kidding. I mean, the top four wideouts on the roster didn't practice yesterday. So that's Luther Burden, who suffered the concussion. DJ Moore is still nursing whatever that hip/groin injury was that he suffered in Washington.
He'll play.
We imagine.
I mean, it's been like that for however long, 2 weeks now, where he misses a little bit of time during the week.
Rome Odunze did not practice with what is listed as a heel injury.
He's a bad guy.
He's just a heel. That's all it is. And Olamide Zaccheaus has a knee issue. So the top four wide receivers on the Chicago Bears did not practice. And it might just be time off. And it could all be alleviated today. And the easy joke that everybody's making is, well, maybe they'll finally throw to the tight end if they don't have any wide receivers. The others on the injury report also not practicing. Roschon Johnson with a back injury. Dominic Robinson, the high ankle sprain. He's going to be out. And DeAndre Swift didn't practice with a groin issue. My guess is he's going to play as well because he also sat out last Wednesday.
But here's the issue, though, and we can make the easy joke that maybe they'll throw to the tight end now, but we've heard Ben Johnson talk about time on task and how the reps are needed and how the passing game is evolving and how you're going into their 8th game now of the season, week 9 of the NFL. He adds more passing routes as the game plans develop and move along in the season, which they haven't had in the first 7 games. And Ben Johnson hasn't called these. Caleb Williams hasn't thrown them. They haven't run them since training camp. And now you're getting new routes in with less practice time on a passing situation that is difficult, if not bad, to begin with.
It's not ideal.
Where you need those time on task and you need those reps, and this is not good. This is not good going into this game where they should be able to take advantage in the passing game and get some points on the board.
The fact that Jade Walker and Devin Duvernay are likely the guys running those routes in practice doesn't necessarily bode well, but everything might just be fine today. Limited practice time for Cole Kmet with his back injury, and Tyreek Stevenson practiced in limited fashion with his shoulder injury. So remember, he was considered day-to-day, week-to-week, and if he's already back in the practice field, that's a really good sign.
No, that's a good sign. And then on the Bengals side of things, with yesterday's practice, Frankenstein's Monster did not practice, as well as Trey Hendrickson did not practice.
And 50-50 is what Zach Taylor says regarding the availability of Joe Flacco. And if it's Jake Browning, that'd be a whole lot better for the Bears. But you can't count those chickens, certainly based on like what Tyler Huntley did to them. Now, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, we know, joined the Bears yesterday. The well-traveled but still young-ish nickel corner / little linebacker, safety, whatever you want to call him, relatively versatile defensive back, known for getting under the skin of both opponents and teammates. He's a Bear. And I think bringing yesterday, if you listen to Forward Progress yesterday, we talked about the potential mixed message that could be sent from a coach who was very clear about discipline issues regarding the penalties and saying, talk to the players. We need more leadership. And the locker room is where this is going to start. It's going to start with our leaders. And then the very next transaction is to bring in somebody who has, for lack of a better umbrella term, lack discipline. CJ Gardner-Johnson is not a very disciplined player. And how do they justify that? Was this just kind of a football thing that happens in this league? That the guys who are available are going to be imperfect dudes who have bounced around a lot. I think it shows a lot of trust in the coaching staff. So let's get into it. But I want to hear, I've got written down here, BJ on CJ GJ.
What went into the decision to sign CJ?
Well, as you can tell, we've had some injuries over the course of the last few weeks. Our injury report last week was pretty healthy, and then this week, same thing. We had a lot of, we've got guys dinged up and in and out, and so we have an opportunity. And he was available. He's a good football player. There's a number of us that have been with him in the past, and so it's a good fit.
His versatility is probably pretty enticing. Do you envision him starting in a specific place, slot corner with Kyler out, or how do you see that going?
Yeah, we'll lock him in one spot and have him learn the defense. Obviously he's been with DA, and so he should have some familiarity, but he's also bounced around to a few different other systems over the last few years, and so we'll see how quickly it comes back to him and whether he'll be ready to go this week or not.
Between the lines, he has a reputation of being a pest, I guess. What was he like outside of the lines when you were in Detroit?
Yeah, he ended up going on IR there for a long time, and so all I know is he's a competitive player. Felt that during training camp that year that I was with him early in the season, and then when he came back late in the season, it's the same thing. He loves being on the grass and playing football, and so we'll make sure that we have a good support system for him. He's got a family, he's got kids that are important to him, and so we just want to make sure that we support him the best we can off the field.
With what you're trying to build inside your locker room, how do you assure that he adheres to the standards there? He has a reputation as being a little bit surly and at times combustible.
Yeah, well, we've got a very strong locker room. We've got a positive veteran influence in there. I feel very strongly about that group, and nothing's more important than our locker room, to be clear with you. So that's certainly first and foremost of any decision we make, who we bring in or who we let go, and so I think we're all aware of how important that is and the fit that he has with that locker room.
I circled something in that.
Okay.
He's got a family. He's got kids. What does that have to do with it?
He was just talking there in that context about having a support system around him to help him assimilate into the whole organization, to the locker room, all the components that go into him feeling good about being in this situation. They want to support that.
Okay, that makes sense. I think it's a solid explanation, because otherwise it would sound to me like a way to sort of humanize him. Like, he's not a monster. He's a human being. He actually has a family and children.
No, he was talking about supporting him like overall outside of just football as well.
Maybe as he's grown older, the structure is getting better
and
around
how
him.
Hopefully that might, because here's the thing. He's not available because of performance or ability. He's available because
he's a penis.
Because of him. Yeah. Yes.
Right.
I mean, that's why the Texans released him. So, yeah, I think that just goes into, hey, we're trying to create this really soft landing to make it easy and welcoming, and we're going to support his family. And it's like, hey, some of the players' wives, maybe let's connect, let's talk, and let's help. And here's the kids, and how can the kids get assimilated into a new community easier?
If his name sounds familiar, I mentioned this on FP yesterday, that this is the guy in the regular season game against the Saints. It was he and Javon Wims got into the on-field fight with the grabbing of the mouth guard.
But more than that,
I
saw the video of it this morning. He punched him. You remember? Wims punched a guy in a helmet and face mask.
And the best part is in the playoff, the quote-unquote playoff game that they had later that year. Do you remember what happened?
I don't.
Okay, so they played him a second time. And Nagy reminded everybody, listen, this guy, CJ Gardner-Johnson, is going to try to get under your skin. He's annoying. He's not going to stop yapping at you. Don't react. Do you remember what happened?
Somebody reacted.
Anthony Miller hit him. Anthony Miller smacked him and got a personal foul penalty. Like, they literally told you, don't respond to CJ Gardner-Johnson. And Anthony Miller did that. And I want to say George McCaskey even said something about it. Like, they ended up getting rid of Anthony Miller.
Oh, really? I don't
And then he went to the Titans, I think. I had another second-round pick.
Oh, that's right.
That didn't pan out.
Yeah.
And it was just like, no, you didn't. They told you
not to do it.
Whatever you do, don't take the bait from this guy. So he has a place in Bears lore. It's not exactly romanticized Bears lore.
Right, but it's there.
Yeah.
And then we also learned later on in his media session that he will be locked on the inside. He's playing on the inside. That's where he'll play.
Perfect.
Yep.
He's not going to be a boundary corner.
No.
And that's what he's good at. He is essentially a little linebacker with fluid hips.
Right. And so that would give him the opportunities under Dennis Allen to do some blitzing as well, which I know he wanted to do, and it was an issue in Houston, which is why he's no longer there.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't like the role that he was playing, so hopefully this suits him well and keeps him focused in on playing football.
We had more from Ben Johnson.
One other cut, yeah.
And this has to do with how you evaluate the quality of their pass rush. We look at sacks all the time as an easy, blunt statistic, but Johnson, in a way, says there's more to how they're evaluating it.
Look at our third down numbers. I do think that's indicative of how our pass rush, maybe not from a sack perspective, but from a pressure perspective, has been able to influence the quarterback and affect him. Not everyone agrees with this statement, but the hits and the pressures are equally important to me as the sacks are. And so I would love to be leading the league in sacks right now, but affecting the quarterback is really important for us. And when I look at those true drop back situations, that's what I'm looking at more than anything, is how much are we affecting the quarterback.
All right. They're not as important to me.
No, they're not.
I will say that hits and pressures may be as important to him as sacks. They are not as important to me.
Well, and he said that not everyone will agree with this.
I don't agree
and
with it.
I think no one else in the world agrees with it, if that's why he's trying to sell it to himself, because they're not very good at creating pressure on the quarterback. It's like hitting a home run or getting a walk.
Don't.
I'm not doing
yeah,
anything.
You are.
I just
trolling the hell out of me.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
what do you mean?
Yes,
I'm
you are,
just
and I
making
can
an
tell by your
example.
face. You're making the face again.
I'm making
an analogy.
No,
you're making your
It's a sports
pretend
analogy,
to be dumb
Dan.
face.
This is the only face I got.
No, I know it's better than
Mav?
mine, but it's still. I know that. Don't do it.
It's just there was a missed opportunity last night. We'll get about it later. I'm sorry. I can't hold back. It's just there was a missed opportunity by the Blue Jays.
2.
Yes, they could have been back-to-back walks, and instead they hit home runs. What a wasted opportunity. Anyway, let's get back to this. So
I hate you.
I don't think anyone agrees with him, because if a sack ends the play,
Right.
play's over.
A sack
Period.
It changes the game. A pressure doesn't create a loose ball.
It doesn't. It can create more opportunities
It can
for
create a
turnovers
bad
and
decision.
things. Sure, right, but
a,
a sack is much better. They're not equal at all. But here's the problem, though, Dan. The Bears, first of all, are 25th in the league in sacks at 14. Okay, not good.
nope.
Here's what I looked up to, and this is according to Pro Football Focus, and this takes into account quarterback pressures. And any one particular play, you can have multiple quarterback pressures if you have more than one guy meeting to the quarterback. The Broncos, and this was through 6 games, the Broncos have 152 pressures through 6 games. Okay? This is the most updated number. The Bears had 59. Do you know where 59 puts them through those 6 games?
I don't.
Last.
Wow.
Okay. So while I understand where he's coming from, they're also not doing that well either.
Right. If you're asking us to go look that up now, that.
It doesn't help anything.
Yeah, don't plant your flag here.
Now, unless he specifically identified third down drop back situations. Maybe the Bears are spectacular at that. Maybe they're leading the league in third down drop back pressures. I don't know. I don't have that number in front of me. But the fact that he identified that only, it's a very specific stat, and you can make any stat work in any argument you want to make. So maybe the Bears are great in that, and we can try to find that. But overall, we know the Bears aren't getting to the quarterback and sacking them. They're 25th in the league. And through, their first 5 games, they had 59 pressures. Where the top team was at, again, it was the Denver Broncos at 152. Huge discrepancy. And even looking at the next closest team at 65, then it jumps to 75, then 79,
They're last
then
by a lot.
82. Yeah.
Okay, we'll fix that too. You paid a lot of money to try to fix it. You have paid your defensive ends are up there in salary with as far as overall amount of cap devoted and total salary devoted to your pressure guys, your edge guys. You're right there with everybody. It's not for lack of resources devoted.
Yeah, and I'm picking up on Ben Johnson and sometimes how he speaks to his team through the media. He also really builds up his team through the media because he was asked about his ends and the pressure that they're not getting. He says Sweat's had 2 or 3 of his better games recently, and then compliments Deo as being very good against the run this last weekend. It was his best run game, but he's not there for that. He's not there for that. On the edge, he's there to get to the quarterback and create
I
chaos
brought that
in the
up.
backfield.
The job that he did taking on a block with the correct shoulder, as they say, setting the edge, making sure that he's stout on the edge. But you could pay a lot less money for somebody to do that really well.
Correct. Very much so. So I just thought that was interesting when I heard him talk about that, and knowing that the quarterback pressures is an easy thing to look up. And the Bears just aren't very good at quarterback pressures or the sacks.
We will find out more today about how that injury report looks, and it'll give us a little better sense of where we are going into the game that is a noon start in Cincinnati. The Toronto Blue Jays lead the World Series 3-2 after an historic performance by a rookie last night in Trey Yesavage, with the curveball and with his unique delivery, with the drop that he gets, with the splitter that moves into right-handers, and establishing his fastball, striking out 12 guys. They keep showing his parents. I can only imagine now from their perspective, the fact that he's right in between the ages of my kids, to watch this guy out there. And even Beth said something. She goes, "Could you imagine Jason pitching in the World Series?" I said, No, I can't. I've seen the cap on his ability, and he's I think reached his peak at local semi-pro ball, and that's about it. But I couldn't imagine watching your kid on that stage in front of 60,000 people, or however many they get in that building. And the fact that he started the season in A-ball.
Yeah, that's insane. His path to the World Series is just, it's bizarre.
He began this season. Yeah. I'm not saying he's not last season, not 2. He started this season in A-ball. And then he's pitched at every level, A, AA, AAA, and then, oh my God, even to make the majors in that season is already a ridiculous story. That's a meteoric rise to the major leagues, to every level in one single year. And then not only has he started 2 World Series games, he struck out double digits in both.
Won both.
It's one of the greatest rookie performances ever in World Series history.
And he's, how old is he? 21?
22.
22. So and Jason's almost 21.
Correct. Zoe's 23.
Zoe's 23. Just, I mean, not only just the physical ability to actually do it, but like the mental state. And
It's like you call your kid, are things fine?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Pitching in the World Series.
Right, exactly. That's insane.
Yeah.
It's just insane. And good for him. I mean, that's great. That's really, really great.
It's an amazing story. And I did my pregame Smoltz breathing.
Okay.
And I was okay. I was all right. I was trying to sublimate my tension, perhaps, in my group chat with my boys. And everybody, so they make fun of me even for, but occasionally there will be a Smoltzism to which everyone will react. And thanks for the emailers and everybody on Instagram, you, the DBU listener, who is also trolling me.
Yes.
And now reacting because you've caught the allergy that somehow or the virus or whatever it is that makes you react to Smoltzisms. And now people are going back and realizing that it was Smoltz who, after Obergefell and after same-sex marriage was legalized, it was John Smoltz who said, "What's next, marrying an animal?"
Oh, did he really?
Oh, yeah. And it was also Smoltz who would not stop at the World Baseball Classic telling all of these Latin countries that they were over-celebrating and they were disrespecting the game by having as much fun as they were having.
Oh, so he borderline dumb, but also bad.
Oh, yeah.
Bad guy. Okay,
Oh, yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
All right, and I think one of our emailers, and I do appreciate you reaching out, I think he's not just trolling you. I think you've broken Leo from Uptown.
Oh, did I?
I think so.
Oh, I know. Yes.
I think he's broken.
Yes.
I think.
What did we do to poor Leo?
It's just, well, there's multiple emails, and he's just. I think it's gotten to a point where he might need some help. I think you've broken Leo from Uptown. So Leo, if you hear this today, I hope you're doing okay, and I apologize for what Dan's done to you.
Yeah, I'm sorry because it's, and even Beth yesterday, because she's really enjoyed the World Series, and she goes, "Did he just say
just don't do it, Beth. Just stop."
Right, that's what I did.
Just stop.
Because she's
Don't do it.
She was looking at her phone because she half watches.
Yeah.
And she was sitting there. I think she's playing solitaire on her phone while the game is on. Or nibbling and whatever, and sitting at the coffee table. And she goes, "Did he just say it's the fear of making a great pitch that causes that?" And I said, "Just don't.
Yeah, don't even bother.
Don't try to put the words together.
Yeah.
They rarely make sense. Just because he says it portentously doesn't mean it's important or meaningful or correct."
It should go in one ear, out the other immediately.
And then in the
focus on solitaire.
And then in the seventh inning, I had my toughest moment. I was tested in the seventh inning when he began a lengthy diatribe about how Vlad Guerrero Jr. doesn't try to hit home runs.
So that was one of the emails that I think Leo sent in. That was one of the comments.
About how Vlad Guerrero Jr., he doesn't swing to hit homers, and that's why he makes so much contact. And even Joe Davis said something like, "Well, I guess a lot of those just happen to be home runs then." It wasn't quite as snarky.
Yeah, but he was.
But he tried to.
I think he's getting tired.
He tried to bring it in, to reel it in a little bit.
Like, come on, bud.
Right? Yeah, he's kind of trying to hit home runs there.
All right, I'm not sure if you saw this
about your police work there, Lou.
But there's a really interesting World Series coincidence that has taken place. I'm not sure if you saw this online anywhere. There have been 2 18-inning World Series games.
Yeah, Brad Paisley.
Oh, it's like how I mean, what a just a funny coincidence.
And Brad Paisley
both Dodgers
played
games,
the
both
national
Dodgers
anthem.
wins by 1 run, obviously. 18 innings, only time ever, and it's Brad Paisley.
And he's a big Dodgers fan.
Yeah,
and he's owned it. He said, I couldn't believe it was happening again. I guess I'm Mr. Extra Baseball or whatever you want to say. And the fact that he's also having fun with it is fun.
Yeah, no, it's good. He's a good dude. And so he's done the national anthem twice for 2 World Series games, and he's gotten 4 games worth of innings out of it. So if you want extra innings in the World Series, get Brad Paisley to sing. Maybe they can do it like a duet next time with him and Peyton Manning.
And if you want terrific food at a terrific price about which you could feel good and feel good about yourself, if you want all-day power and food packed with protein and flavor, you got to go to Protein Bar and Kitchen because you can't miss PBK. They're everywhere. PBK, 15 locations, most of which are in the Chicagoland area, including Northbrook, including Oak Brook. Any meal, any snack. Breakfast. How about the bacon, egg, and cheese scramble? Eggs scrambled with grass-fed ghee, that's clarified butter, crispy turkey bacon, and cheddar, 36 grams of protein in that bowl. Then you're hungry for lunch, and you want a superfood salad. Roasted tofu, rainbow carrots, all organic, chickpeas, guacamole, spinach, kale, pickled red onion, organic quinoa, a hemp seed blend, and chia dressing, 21 grams of protein. There it is. And then you want dinner. How about the Mexicali bowl? roasted chicken, corn, black beans, cheddar, braised kale, salsa, spicy tomatillo lime sauce, chipotle Greek yogurt instead of like the crema. So you get the flavor of it without all the fat, and guacamole, cilantro, quinoa on that, 34 grams of protein.
You forgot the afternoon snack, though.
Oh.
So lunch, then dinner, and then you got that, after that mid-afternoon snack.
Pre-workout or
That's what you need.
pre like you take a, some people take a walk.
Or you're in the office
like
and you're getting ready to
walk.
fall asleep. You need something instead of going to the vending machine
Get
for
the
like a
perk.
candy bar. Yes.
Get the perk.
Something healthy. Get you going.
The perk shake, cocoa, malt whey, or espresso whey protein, chocolate whey protein, almond milk, 24 grams of protein in the perk. Now, speaking of perks, that's why you have to download the app. At the moment, right now, limited time only, 50% off at Protein Bar and Kitchen on the app with the code DBU50, DBU50.
It's on the app only, though. So just make that very clear. You have to use the app.
And it could just be like, oh, I'm going to Protein Bar anyway. I've got the app. Why don't you just use the code?
Yes.
Yeah, but if you don't have the app,
Get the app.
download the app. Takes 2 seconds, and then you use the code DBU50. It's not applicable on delivery or catering orders or at the PBK airport locations, but everywhere else, just go enjoy. I'm telling you, it is. If you have a decision to make about where you're going to go, you're going to not only be happy when you go to PBK, you're going to want to thank me. You're going to want to track me down, and you're going to want to thank me.
I've tried about half the menu now because seriously, I know. I mean, like the chili to the salads to the breakfast burritos.
That's good.
This stuff's
It's really
great.
good.
I mean,
It
it's
is.
so good, and it's all made right there in front of you. Like it's nothing like, oh, we gotta pull it out of the fridge and throw it in the microwave, and that's not how this works. This is fresh food right there in front of you. It's fantastic.
I've not heard all of this press conference yesterday, but we talked about Brian Kelly and his departure from LSU, the way the athletic director was trying to negotiate his way out of this massive $60 million buyout of state funds. And this is LSU, Louisiana State University. There are state officials involved, and everybody, they probably care more in Louisiana about helping LSU football than they do helping the average or citizen of that state. And I don't think I'm exaggerating. I think they care more about LSU football than they do the actual average citizen. And maybe the average citizen cares more about LSU football too, and that's why the elected officials can get away with it. But it's a massive number on the books because of what their athletic director's done. The AD tried, and I think successfully, to negotiate some pennies on the dollar when it comes to this buyout, but either way, the state is on the hook, and the governor is not happy.
Yeah,
very
he's a
much.
whack job too, man.
Is this in full?
This is in full. I didn't want to cut or edit any of it down. This is
at the State House.
This is the State House. This is a governor of a state here, and now it's not that far of a stretch anymore in this country. And it's 2 minutes, 5 seconds. Didn't want to edit it down at all. I want you to hear the entire thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry.
We are not going down a failed path. And I wanted to tell you something. This is a pattern. The guy that's here now that wrote that contract cost Texas A&M $70-something million. Right now, we got a $53 million liability. We are not doing that again. And you know what? I believe that we're going to find a great coach. I mean, maybe we'll let President Trump pick it. He loves winners. I'm not going to be picking the next coach. But I can promise you, we're going to pick a coach, and we're going to make sure that that coach is successful. And we're going to make sure that he's compensated properly. And we're going to put metrics on it. Because I'm tired of rewarding failure in this country. And then leaving the taxpayers on the foot, to foot the bill. So, yeah, I absolutely. Who's that? No, I can tell you right now, Scott Woodward is not selecting the next coach. Hell, I'll let Donald Trump select it before I let him do it. I don't know, but the Board of Supervisors is going to come up with a committee, and they're going to go find us a coach. Because wait, I want to hold on. One real quick thing on that. Because here's what y'all reporters need to do. Y'all need to start looking at who represents all these people, like these agents. You know what's interesting? If I'm not mistaken, Woodward's agent, Kelly's agent, the Texas A&M, they're all the same agent. Like you realize if I would be, I don't know how many sports writers we got here today? Just you. We should have a bunch. Okay? Like this is ridiculous. Lawyers would be disbarred for the way these agents act and the way they're able to represent. In fact, there's no doubt, they may even represent some of the players now. Like it's really time for the NCAA to put on some guardrails in college sports. Because, and it's fine. We don't need the guardrails. If big billionaires want to spend all that kind of money, no problem. But if I got to go find $53 million from Kemp, it's not going to be a pleasant conversation. I'm just telling you. I know. And I think that that's important as well. Y'all should start looking into that.
Okay, first of all, next time he holds a press conference, I would suggest he wear a shirt. Because I thought giving that entire press conference shirtless was a decision. And you don't have to sit in a rocking chair.
Yeah. Listen,
I think if you're the governor of a state sitting there without a shirt in a rocking chair, that's a little much. And also the people positioned behind him, well, not just people, like his closest advisors were sitting behind him in the camera angle, one of which was simply a snapping turtle wearing a straw hat.
And the other was a gator.
Right. And I know they're his closest confidants and longtime advisors to the governor's office. And I know it's a relatively smart snapping turtle and certainly a brilliant alligator, but we're not going to maybe have the same kind of confidence in the quality of state government if you keep parade yourself out there looking like that.
Listen, I'm not going to argue with a portion of what he said
about
the
stuff about Trace Armstrong
about the agents. Yeah, that's he's not wrong there. But here's the thing that stood out when he was like, "We're tired of paying for losing." Okay. I wanted to look up real quick where the state of Louisiana ranks in our country.
Oh, in child mortality, poverty, those things?
So this is U.S. News and World Report. And these are on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 categories.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, the state of Illinois or the state of Louisiana ranked 50th in 2024. Here's where they are in 2025.
Wait,
Crime
in all of these?
Listen, overall they ranked 50th last year. Overall.
Well, nowhere to go but up.
Crime and corrections this year 50. Economy 50. Education 46. Fiscal stability 46. Healthcare 44. Infrastructure 48. Natural environment 49. Opportunity as an economic opportunity 46. Their overall ranking for 2025 50.
The worst state. But they got all that money for Louisiana football. LSU, as James Carville once said, as 97,000 people are chanting, and James Carville, who himself, by the way, also has to stop giving press conferences shirtless because that guy's just a complete whack job.
Yeah.
But he said most people in the building can't even spell LSU.
Well,
it's look, I've been down in Louisiana a lot lately, and I love it. I adore Louisiana.
okay. Well, you've been in New Orleans.
Yes, and I've been to Shreveport.
Okay.
It was that Shreveport was the best gambling night of my life. That's when I put $2 in the hotel lobby of the Isle of Capri Casino Hotel. And I put $2 in a video poker machine. I hit one button, and it came up a royal flush in order.
How much did you win?
$500.
Wow.
And then
That's great.
And then that night, I went to the Isle of Capri Casino, and I won another $150 playing roulette. And that was the last of my great experiences. That was the night I felt like I was king of the world. I really did.
I bet.
I felt like I was riding high, and then they lost to we lost to the Shreveport Crawdads the next day because of Rumiel Robinson.
Oh, really?
Rumiel Robinson had himself a game for the Shreveport Crawdads.
Yeah, that was like my night at Rivers where roulette and Red 23 hit on back-to-back spins. Walked away with a little bit of pocket money and went the next day to Ace, and I bought a Traeger pellet smoker.
That's how you do it. You turn it. You go from you turn
we
it
left. We left with money
and turn it into a hard asset.
Yeah.
An immediately depreciating hard asset. It's not an investment.
No.
But you went and got something.
Yeah.
I'm glad it wasn't
Got my Traeger smoker.
Glad it wasn't a jet ski.
No, I don't do jet skis.
I know, but like that's the kind of thing people buy.
Yeah. No, I got a Traeger smoker, and it's served us well for the last several years, including several the last couple Thanksgivings.
All right, two conclusions from that LSU press conference.
Right.
One, if I'm Scott Woodward, I resign today.
Okay.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
And the governor of the state
says you're not allowed to hire the coach.
Right.
How do you, whoever that coach is, you're not his boss.
Oh, yeah. He just cut his legs out.
Cut his balls off. He got his legs out. He blew him up. He blowed up real good. Like, what do you got to quit.
Yeah.
If the stuff, the governor just said, your authority is gone. He absolutely vaporized your authority. You have to step down today. And the second thing is, if I'm a coach, unless whoever it is, gives me the same or double the buyout, that I would never go near that job.
Oh, there are
without incredible guarantees.
Well, there are people that will run towards it because it's LSU. But if you have half a brain in your head and you're a football coach and you're not CTE'd and concussed, stay away from that job.
The question is John Summerall.
Stay away from that job.
The current Tulane coach who is going to get one of these open jobs, one of these big-time legacy program open jobs is going to be John Summerall.
But everything that's happened in the last week or so, week and a half with this, that is a red flag.
John,
stay away.
John, get out of Louisiana.
Yeah.
I'd love for you to stay at Tulane for one more year. I know you're not going to, but run. And run out of there.
I'm not sure if you watched it yet or not, but the Spike Lee doc on Netflix called Katrina, Come Hell and High Water.
Okay.
If you haven't watched it, again, I'll highly recommend you to watch it. And it just goes back to yesterday's show, the end of yesterday's Forward Progress, where I said, you want to find any issues in life, any real life issue problems, just, find the old white guy. Well, that's what you'll learn when you watch Katrina. It's Come Hell and High Water. Just follow the old white guys.
Heck of a job, Brownie.
Yeah. Follow the old white guys.
Doing a heck
just
of a job, Brownie.
a heartbreaking documentary to watch and just terrible story.
Oh, boy. I watched the Bulls last night. I was flipping between the Bulls and the World Series. And, I just reiterating how much I miss Jason Goff on pregame, halftime, and postgame because I get these like phantom, I'm like, ooh, halftime. And now I'm like, oh, halftime. It's just not the same.
Yep.
It really, and like, oh, we're Stacy and Adam. They like when they used to cut it up before the games, and there was that little 5-minute thing there, and they would have. It's just the sizzle's not there.
Yeah,
the winking stuff, the unjokes, the energy, and it's not bad. It's just fine. Just everything is.
It checks a box. Sometimes that's all you're going to get.
Yeah,
a box checked.
That's essentially what it is. Now, I love the way the Bulls are playing. I love the energy. I love the pace that they're getting out and running, and to see DeMar DeRozan out there and be reminded of what DeMar jail used to look like. To be reminded of what it was like. Oh, we'd love to push the pace. Oh, wait, we have to stop. We have to slow everything down. We have to take 15 seconds of every shot clock to let DeMar do his things and do his head fakes, and then we kick it out. And then to watch Zach LaVine have some spectacular drives to the basket, some contested threes, some long threes, 30 points in a loss, in a fairly easy loss.
Yeah,
they did a really nice job with Sabonis too, and I mentioned it yesterday that as long as you guard him, as long as you try to keep him away from the basket, don't let him establish post position. Don't let him on that secondary break start dishing everything out and try to guard him as best you can on the rolls. He got free a bunch of times, and you're going to do that against Vooch. Vooch got him once, though. Vooch swung through, did his little jab step, Went right by him, and Modest continues to not be told that he can't do stuff. Modest continues to say, all right, if you, Sabonis, you're an all-star player, but you're too slow, you're not quick enough to guard me. And Billy was confident in isolating him because Sabonis can be had defensively when you bring him out away from the basket and test his foot speed. But the Bulls continue to rebound, and somehow they're continuing to make opponents miss threes. That
voodoo magic.
Well, that is going to snap back. There's no question that's going to
Is it just by the nature of the 4 teams they've played?
No, well, Orlando, yeah.
Okay,
but they're better at rotations. They're better at closeouts. I'm not taking away some credit for what they're doing when it comes to closing out under control, not fouling and contesting threes. But there's also some wide open threes that have been missed. Some unguarded threes, and that's going to change. That is going to change. I laughed out loud last night when there was a sequence in the game that is how Sacramento has to understand the DeMar DeRozan experience. And if you know my bit, and you probably do, it was the idea of trading 2s for 3s that always happens with how the DeMar will work and work and work and work and fall away and hit a 2, and everybody goes crazy, and then the other team runs down and hits a 3. Always. So the bit was in your home PA guy, DeMar DeRozan, 3-point field goal, random NBA guy, and it was always just some dude.
Yeah,
and it was some spectator. The crowd would go crazy because DeMar is up faking and spinning and up faking and leaning and drawing contact. DeMar DeRozan, 3-pointer, random dude, and it happened the opposite way last night. DeMar did that for the Kings.
Yeah.
And he's fighting and faking and fighting and faking and squeezes up a shot and it goes in. And then boom, boom, Patrick Williams 3. And like, yeah, get him back for it, P. Will. And they knew it. They knew it. The moment it went in, they just like chuck it up the court and go.
Quick, yeah.
How about Patrick Williams trying? The Bulls guys, Trey Jones, Kevin Huerter, Patrick Williams. And now you're not... Patrick Williams is well worth his contract. He's only making, $19 million? That's nothing.
Yeah, and so what's the change here? Is it the fact that you don't have the alleged superstar, the high contract guy demands the ball? Is it more of a team effort? Is it coaching?
It is concentration. It's awareness. It's coaching. I love this 5-out set that they're running.
Yeah, is that pistol that you're talking about?
Yep, and you saw every bit of it and everything they can do off of it yesterday. The off-ball cuts, the number of guys, and the deflections on defense. Trey Jones a pest.
Yeah.
He's a tough little nut.
I was watching some highlights the other night, or last night of the game so far, and Bizella's had this one move. He went. It might have been on
the
Trae
baseline
Young,
reverse?
the baseline reverse dunk. That was really pretty.
Yeah,
like that was really slick to get around him. Was really really nice.
He also and Jason pointed this out to me. He stepped out of bounds
on that play.
Yes.
All right. Well, I don't like that.
Yeah, he was out of bounds.
We're gonna say no.
But I wasn't really
so
sure.
He stepped around it and never went out.
The other point that was made, and if you are a big Bulls fan, make sure you're listening to Organizations Win Championships. It's back. We've been having a blast. And at the moment, it's coming out every Tuesday afternoon, so you can go listen to the latest edition of it. One thing that my partner did point out was the Caruso-Giddey trade, win-win. Both teams won.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Both teams won that trade.
I like him a lot as a player.
Giddey?
No, Caruso. I always like watching him. Yeah, I always like watching him play.
Of course you do, but he's only going to play 50 games a year because he's playing padless football out there. I'm not kidding. He plays the equivalent of pad. Speaking of which, when I noted on OWC a particular skill of Josh Giddey, because Giddey's 6'8" and long.
Yeah.
He also does a great job timing the offensive rebound back. He's really good at that. Really good at high pointing the ball in a way where he's able to tip it back to a teammate.
Mm-hmm.
That's a super valuable skill, even if you're not going up with two hands. And sometimes he does go up with two hands, but still will bounce it back. The best I've seen since Marcin Gortat, the Polish Hammer.
All right.
And I got an email who said that is a byproduct, or maybe it was in the comments on YouTube, who said that's a byproduct of Aussie rules football, where you have to learn to do that. You have to learn to make a catch or attack a ball with contact at its peak with multiple other people.
Yeah.
That rarely, it doesn't happen in American football as much. It's usually one other person, maybe two, but often you get a large group of people all trying to reach for the same ball in the air, and it's just something that you learn. So for whatever reason, they struggle with Giddy out too, with that 5-out set. He gets downhill so well with that. The way they do the corner turn, he had a backspin move that was excellent. So the Bulls are worth your time. I'll say that.
Well, here's what's coming up for the Bulls. They're tomorrow at home against the Knicks. They got a home and away. Then Sunday they're at MSG. Tuesday they host the 76ers. Next week, Friday, so a week from tomorrow, they are at Milwaukee to take the Bucks. Then they have back-to-back nights, and the Saturday they're in Cleveland, and then they get a day off, and then they are at home against San Antonio. So that's what their next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games look like. Knicks, 76ers, Bucks, Cavaliers, and Spurs.
Now, but I want you to look at the last 10 games of their season. If you want to start looking at what you count as a loss and what you count as a win, and you start looking at near the end of the year, where you're talking about a very, very different schedule. If you start looking at those teams near the end, look at their last 10 games.
Mavericks. This is backwards. Mavericks, Magic, Wizards, Suns, Knicks, Pacers, Spurs, Grizzlies, Thunder.
Yeah, there are some end of year games. The Wizards in there,
yeah.
And the Pacers are bad. So there are. I was looking at. I started to look at the schedule a little bit now because you were talking about could they be the 6th seed?
That's interesting though. The that's those 2 games against the Wizards, Dan, that you call out are Tuesday, April 7th at the Wizards, Thursday, April 9th at the Wizards.
Schedule's weird,
and
your playoff teams are going to be resting people too.
Yeah.
So that's why I always wondered the Knicks are probably going to be resting people at that point because they're going to be trying to win the championship. And
so if you've bought into what Dan's selling for you here on the Bulls, I don't mean it. No, listen. No, I don't mean in a negative way. It's just maybe you don't normally consume them, and maybe now, all right, maybe you got your interest has been piqued a bit from what Dan is saying about the team. I think this is a good opportunity for you tomorrow night and Sunday night to catch the Bulls against the Knicks. We all know, even if you're not a huge NBA fan like myself, that the Knicks are a really good team in the East, one of the very better teams in the East. This is a good opportunity to see what the Bulls can do.
Not just in the East. The Knicks could win a title.
In the whole thing.
They could win a title.
But yeah, so you have the Knicks tomorrow night, and then you have the Knicks on Sunday. So a home and away.
So just let them. They make it worth your time and maybe worth your money because of how hard they play.
Yeah, and tomorrow's Halloween. Maybe you got kids going out trick or treating, or you're doing things. It's throw the game on the TV. Maybe you're sitting out in the driveway with a bonfire, like we're gonna do. Maybe you can throw the TV out in the garage and have the game on, or listen on the radio. That?
Oh
yeah,
bonfire outside.
Yeah, we do that's our thing on Halloween night.
Nice.
We get a little table set up. We do a bonfire. A couple years ago, when I was still drinking, I would have like drinks for adults walking by the neighborhood, walking with kids, and would have fun things to drink. And
yeah, our next door neighbor does like a loaded coffee and put a samovar out there for the adults with a little something in it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think 2 years ago when I did it, the last time I did this, I was like a spiced apple margarita. It was good stuff. And then, we'd have food going to have some people over.
I want to thank everybody for reminding me. Yesterday at this time, I was trying to remember. I was explaining to you that night in the night in Rockford.
The fright night.
I said there was this big night at the Metro Center where fight night or something, and then everybody else would fight, and we'd be, no matter what bar you went to, people would come in covered in blood and all beaten up and bruised and bloody. What it was called Tough Man, and thanks to the Rockfordians that have reminded me, Tough Man competition. And they'd set up a ring, and they had gloves there, and you would sign up, and it was King of the Hill. And people regular civilians would sign up, and people would pay money to watch other people beat each other up. And people would get drunk, and they would think they could fight, and they would go in there, and it was like all comers. They would, I believe, nominally use amateur boxing rules and nominally have paramedics or people, some ring doctor standing by, but it was essentially drunken locals beating the shit out of each other for other people's amusement.
And it ended because someone died, I'm sure.
Oh, I don't even know. Or the owners fled to Antigua or something. I don't know exactly what was going on, but people would just beat each other up, and then in the stands, people would fight. They would spill out. They'd fight in the streets, and then they'd go to bars and drink more and lick their wounds and or continue fighting there.
Literally lick their wounds.
But it was just a night where Rockford fought itself, and maybe it was a way of letting off steam, but I didn't know because I hadn't really lived there. Oh yeah, don't go out tonight. Why? It's Tough Man. I forgot the name of it.
That's insane.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It was insane. And I'd be in a bar, and there'd be people like half their face missing, or their nose broken, or their eye hanging out by the optic nerve. And you're like, what the hell's going on here? That's what it was. It was Rockford Tough Man. So I wanted to put some closure on that. Also, a reminder, very quickly, every Monday and Friday, I am on 97.1 FM. 97.1 FM, The Drive, Chicago's classic rock. Every Monday and Friday at 8:15 with Sherman and Tingle. If they haven't been sent away to the home for the weird and crazy, I come in, and if they're not sort of incarcerated, there they are. And then I do the show with them, and we talk sports and things and stuff, and it's fun. It is. I love the remaining connection to terrestrial radio. But if you happen to be a Sherman and Tingle fan, a classic rock fan, and you just want to get a little taste of stuff on the way in, give it a shot, because we're really enjoying it. And just a quick reminder that you can also hear me there back on live actual radio.
1983 movie Tough Enough, starring Dennis Quaid, features a Tough Man contest.
Okay.
If you're interested. 2003, Tough Man faced public scrutiny after the death of Stacey Young in a Tough Woman bout, staged as part of the Tough Man competition in Sarasota, Florida. Young was a last-minute entry. She faced Sarah Kobe in the ring. Kobe's hits on Young led to Young's death from brain injuries.
Okay.
So there you go. But if you want to see the movie, Tough Enough, starring Dennis Quaid, 1983, you can... The film apparently features a Tough Man contest, and someone who fought in Tough Man or ran them or started them or did something served as a technical advisor and inspired the character played by Warren Oates.
Warren Oates, my guy. Warren Oates was Sergeant Hulka in Stripes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Lighten up, Francis.
Oh man!
Yeah, that's
what a great movie too.
Yes,
it's such a fantastic movie.
Yeah, when I showed it to Jason,
did it work or no? Did he like it?
Oh yeah, it did. But I forgot about the gratuitous nudity.
Oh yeah,
when John Larroquette's character has the spyglass and he's looking into the showers.
Yeah,
I
forgot about that scene.
Completely forgot about that scene.
Right.
It was on the other night, actually.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's not okay anymore, all this stuff and like the kind of rapey stuff that goes on at Barnaky's house and Barnaky.
Yeah.
That's Sean Young and PJ Souls. I had forgotten that was Sean Young, the MPs.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys and Judge Reinhold is in it.
Reinhold's in it.
John Candy, the great John. That's another documentary we got to watch.
Oh, I still haven't watched it. Yeah,
it's supposed to be wonderful.
Yeah, I'm going to get after this weekend. Since,
I just wonder,
no
do they use the song "Tough Enough" by the Fabulous Thunderbirds?
I hope so, because I mean, why wouldn't you?
Well, because
we haven't heard that song enough.
A little too on the nose.
Yeah,
ain't that tough enough? Yes, it is. It's tough. It is tough enough.
Well, maybe we can bring them back, the Tough Man things. Maybe we can do one here in the studio.
I'd lose.
Well, not us. It'd be like one behind us.
Oh, I thought you meant.
No. God, we would definitely lose.
Oh, you'd clobber me.
I don't want to fight you. I know. We'd have one go on behind us.
Sherman and Tingle. Have them fight each other.
Oh, we could do show fights.
Show fights?
Oh, we'd kick their ass.
Well, we'd kick the Mix's ass. What are you, is Brian Peruk going to beat us up?
No. You, Peruk.
You,
Brian Peruk.
Brian the whipping boy.
Yeah. No, I think we should do show fights. Do those. I would put money on us.
Yeah, but maybe Janda knows like Shaolin karate or something. She knows everything. She probably has some weird fighting style.
Well, we wouldn't fight women though. We'd keep it within the
Yeah, but
women can fight each other.
She might just come in and kick our ass anyway.
Well,
she's got a damn
yours,
Marconi.
sure.
She's gonna hit us over the head with her Marconi award.
Also, I like the way we're set up. Someone comes in, they're going for you first.
Yeah,
you get it right in the back, and I'm down.
Yeah, you're hidden behind the
covered,
desk here. Yeah, I think it's how you arranged it on purpose. All right, that's going to do it for DBU today. Stay tuned. Forward Progress is coming your way later. We've got a special guest today.
We do.
Patrick Finley.
Yes.
Of the Chicago Sun-Times.
Well, Bears conversation.
A lot of Bears conversation. So that's DBU. We will be back tomorrow with the top 10 Bengals of all time. So sit back, relax, and strap it down.
Dan Bernstein Unfiltered. Unfiltered on 312 Sports.